Can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Leslie, and you are in my kitchen down on the farm, and I am absolutely thrilled to have you here. I'm actually thrilled to be in the kitchen. As you know, if you've been following me, I am recovering from a surgery, and today is a good day. And thank you for being patient with me yesterday. But today is a good day, and we're gonna make another soup. We're gonna make soup because it's easy for Bryant to clean up from. It's only usually a 1 pot. This is a soup that you can make in the crock pot if you don't want to mess with it a lot, or B, you can do like I'm doing and make it straight in the pot and make it fast and furious and be ready in no time. And that's what we're going to do today. Listen, before I go any further, allow me just this plug for Monday's video. There were so many questions and so many people who said that me telling what I had surgery on, which was a prolapse, multiple prolapses, that it helped you so very much. And there were a lot of questions as like, how did I know I had a prolapse? What were my symptoms? How did recovery go? So forth like that. So I kind of want to go ahead now and tell you that Monday's video, it'll probably be multiple things. It'll probably be kind of a day in the life of type thing, but we will discuss and I will share with you, because I had no idea it was going to help so many people for me to be transparent with what kind of surgery I had. And so we will talk about how I knew, what my symptoms were, all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, or you know somebody who may be facing the surgery, have them tune in to Monday's video. Like I said, that won't be all that's on that video, but there may be some other things as well, but we will cover that because I really had no idea of the interest and the questions and so forth. And if I thought it was going to help a lot of people, I would have been like letting it out there from the beginning, but I had no idea. It is kind of an embarrassing topic, but that's okay. If it helps somebody, I'm here to help. So, all right, let's get on with this creamy mushroom tortellini soup. So the first thing I want to do is to chop up some onions. And while I'm chopping, let's talk about something. Y'all know, if you followed me any length of time, you know it is Christmas time to me. Right now, it is November 1st. It is Christmas time to me. So, if I feel like it, Bryant and I may run to Hobby Lobby. I really feel pretty good today. Last night I felt pretty good. Yesterday morning was not a good day. And but today feels pretty good, and I know I need to be walking. So with that said, how many of you start decorating? I know a lot of people, they're like, you're skipping Thanksgiving. No, I'm not. I'm celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm celebrating Thanksgiving, but I have my Christmas decor up. I'm still thankful. And I'm super thankful for Christmas decorations, and but so many more things I have to be thankful for. But I have had my fall decorations up for quite a while. I decorate early for fall. In fact, I didn't used to decorate at all for fall. And I've actually started within the last 8 years, maybe 7 or 8 years. So I've had my fall decorations up, but now it's Christmas time. In fact, I got to get out my Christmas clothes. So anyway, we may do a little errand running today, and you'll probably see that maybe on Monday's video along with the talk of surgery, and maybe maybe on the weekend wrap-up Sunday's video as well. All right, so let's head over to the stove. All right, so this is mushroom tortellini soup. Now we are using fresh mushrooms, and I bought them already cut into pieces, but I have rinsed one batch of them, and once I add it into the pot, we will rinse the other part. You don't want to wash your mushrooms a long time before you cook them, because they do tend to get kind of slimy and yucky if they have a lot of moisture on them. So I tend to wait till right before I'm getting ready to use them to wash them. So I have a half a stick of butter, which is about 4 tablespoons. I've turned my burner on. I'm going to go ahead and just drop in my onion. We'll go ahead and get our onion in there, and I'm going to go ahead and get the first package of mushrooms in. We'll go ahead and drop those in, and now I'm going to run and wash the other package. All right, the types of mushrooms, I've got them all in there now, that I used are baby portobellas, you may think that I don't have enough butter in here to take care of the onions and the mushrooms. The mushrooms create their own juices and they shrink down super easy. And Bryant is over my shoulder. He loves mushrooms. He loves mushrooms.
I love mushrooms.
So he's gonna really love this soup. So we're gonna let this cook down for a little bit, and I'll bring you back when it's ready to add the rest of the stuff. Okay, everybody, our mushrooms and onions have been sauteing, and look at there. I told you it would create its own juices. So now what we're gonna go in with is we're gonna add some garlic, about 3 cloves worth, whatever you think that would be in minced garlic. That's what I use. If you have fresh, by all means use the fresh. Now to this, we're also going to add in 16 ounces of baby spinach. And I am going to put the lid on this in just a minute. I use the same container I washed the mushrooms in. We're also going to add in some salt. And some black pepper. And I'm going to kind of give that a quick little stir. Or maybe a push down is the better terminology. I don't know how well I can stir this right now. There we go. All right, I'm gonna put the lid back on and let it go for just a few more minutes, and then we're just gonna keep adding stuff to make it super yummy and delicious. Okay, everyone, it's been about 5 minutes that it's kind of wilted down. Let's take a peek and see how we're looking. Oh yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some more stuff, and we're just going to let it cook. Now the recipe calls for 5 cups of chicken broth. I have 4 cups, so we're going to use 4 cups and a cup of water. Whoops. And we're just going to let this continue to cook once we add all our liquid in. All right, and in goes my cup of water. All right, this is creamy mushroom and tortellini soup. So we're going to add some half and half in. You probably could use heavy cream and it would be totally fine, but the recipe calls for half and half, so that's what I'm going with. I'm going in with a cup and a half. Cup and a half of heavy cream. All right, we're going to add in some Italian seasoning. We're going to add in some white pepper. That is something I have never cooked a lot with, is white pepper. We're going to add in some garlic powder. And we already have the minced garlic, so we're going to add in some ground thyme. I will leave the exact recipe down in the description. All right, so we're just going to let this cook a little bit longer. We're going to let the mushrooms continue to get soft, the spinach to soften even more. We're just going to let it go for a while, and then we'll add 2 more ingredients, and our soup will be ready. So I'll see you back when we check on it. We're just going to let the mushrooms get nice and soft, and I'll see you back in just a little bit. Now, if you were wanting to do this soup in the crock pot, you still would do everything I did up until adding the chicken broth and the heavy cream. You would do all of that still on the stove top, and then move it over to the crock pot and add everything, and then just let it hang out on high for about 3 hours. And depending on how firm you like your tortellini is when you would add your tortellini. So with that being said, I'm doing everything on the stove top. To me, I didn't want to mess up 2 different. However, I would not have to have messed up 2 items even if I'd wanted to do it in the crock pot, because I have that Ninja Pro Cooker thing, and it can saute and do everything I did there. It can do it in the crock pot, and then you just switch it over to slow cook. And so that's a plus. But if you have just a regular slow cooker or crock pot, you would have to do that all on the stove top first, and then move it over to your crock pot. So that being said, hey, if you want one of them Ninja Pro Cookers or professional, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, you know, my weird looking crock pot that I call my Ninja, you might want to ask Santa for one for Christmas, because that comes in super handy if you need to do some sauteing or searing first. Like if you're searing a roast before you slow cook it, you can do it all in that and not mess up anything else. So, all right, just to plug, there's no sponsorship here, nothing, but just telling you how much I enjoy my Ninja Pro Cooker, slow cooker. I don't know what it is, but anyway, you know, my blue crock pot like thing. All right, I'm gonna check the soup in just a little bit, and I'll meet you back over at the stove. Okay, everyone, I wish I could tell you the aroma that is in my house right now. It is very unique. It's very earthy from the mushrooms. Cabinet door open, hang on. I shall forever be known as the cook with open cabinet doors. But it's very earthy smelling with the mushrooms, and even the spinach kind of has an earthy aroma, but then you've got the garlic and you've got the Italian seasoning, and so it is smelling very interesting in here. And you've got the onions, of course, which are very aromatic. Aromatic. Look at me using them big words. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, because Bryant and I have a lot of errands to run and no time to run them in, and I've got to do things while I still am feeling froggy, and it seems like morning is my best time. I'm going to go ahead and add in, it is a 1 pound bag of cheese tortellini. You can, whatever kind of tortellini you want to add, but you want to definitely be sure it's got cheese in it, because this has ricotta, mozzarella, and Romano cheeses in it. So we're going to go ahead and add this in and let this cook for about 30 minutes. Okay, I have added my tortellini in, so let's give that a stir. And I don't have any fresh Parmesan, but I have the grated stuff. So we're also gonna add in, we're gonna start with ½ a cup, but we may add more. Now remember, that tortellini just brought the temperature down in that soup. So we want to get that temperature back up. So if by chance you've turned your oven down, your stovetop down, you may want to crank it back up, but don't let it scorch on the bottom. You can also add in here like a cornstarch slurry if you want this super thick. I think I'm going to leave this fairly thin and just thicken it up with maybe some extra Parmesan if we need it. So I'm going to let the tortellini cook for about 30 minutes, and then I think we'll be ready to give this a taste test. Now, by all means, you have to like mushrooms to like this. But if by chance you're not a mushroom fan, let me tell you what you can do instead. As you can see, this soup has no real meat in it. You could add, and so the mushrooms are kind of acting as our meaty element in this soup. So what you could do if you do not like mushrooms is you could take a kielbasa sausage and chop it up and add it. You could add in some bacon, and we may add in some bacon. I think some bacon would be really good in that. And I think I have some like bacon pieces, where you bought them in a bag. I think I have some of those. We may add those. I may just save that and let you sprinkle it on your individual bowl. That way we can taste the soup without bacon, and then we can add it if we want. But yeah, you could definitely leave the mushrooms out and just replace it with a ham, the kielbasa sausage. You could use breakfast sausage, Italian sausage. You could crumble it up, fry it up, add that in, and leave the mushrooms out. So even if you don't like mushrooms, this is a good soup to have on hand. So, all right, we're gonna let that cook. I'll bring you back when it's time to give this a taste. All right, so I think I do want this a little bit creamier than what it is. So what I've done here is I put 2 tablespoons of water and about 3 spoonfuls of cornstarch. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add that in, let that cook the last few minutes, and that should thicken it up, make it a little bit creamier. This is called a slurry. When you mix the cornstarch and water like that and add it in, that is what is called a slurry. So if you didn't know what that word and you've heard it before, that's what that is. Now you could also mix flour and milk and add it in. Sometimes I find it difficult to get all of the flour. It clumps up and I have a hard time getting it all mixed in. Okay, so we are just a few minutes away from tasting this soup. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I don't know. I'm not a huge tortellini person. And it's not that I don't like it. It's just, I don't use it a lot. It's not something, now Isaac loved it. He had a friend whose mama would have him over at the house a lot, and she fixed it and he loved it. And so I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be something we really enjoy or not. I tell you what, that chicken gnocchi soup the other day was amazing. And Caroline, I told you I'd let you know, loved it. In fact, she took home all the leftovers. So it was very good. Judah ate, that boy ate a whole bowl. Levi, however, he had, Papa had brought both of them home a sleeve of Oreos from church. And Levi was carried away with the Oreos. And so therefore the soup took a back seat. Papas can do those kind of things. But Judah, he ate the soup and the Oreos. That boy can eat. So, all right. I will bring you back in just a minute and we're going to give this soup a try. Okay, everybody, Bryant is in here. He is ready to taste this soup.
It smells scrumptious.
Because we've got some errands to run.
Oh, look at there.
Oh, it smells delicious. It kind of has an earthy smell, but a cheesy smell.
Yeah, got cheese in it.
It's got cheese in it.
I love spinach. I love mushrooms.
Yep, so this is right up his alley.
Right up my alley.
All right, so we're gonna get us a nice hot lunch before we head out. All right, I'll meet you over at the island where he can determine if he wants to add bacon bits to it or not. Okay, everybody, so do you want to start out with bacon or taste it first without bacon?
Tell you what we can do. Let's taste it without, and I'll garnish it and try it with.
Okay.
What do you think?
Very good.
Right.
Sounds good to me.
Let me show them what it looks like. Did you guys happen to see
It is
what
beautiful.
it looked like right there? Look at there. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous soup.
Now remember, if you don't like the mushrooms, you could take that out and add some kind of meat. You could add chicken, you could add sausage, a kielbasa sausage, anything.
Smells really, really good. Here we go. All right.
Here we go. He's got a little bit of everything.
With spinach, little noodles, and mushrooms. And it's hot. I can see cheese.
He's going to burn his mouth.
The creamy flavor is delicious. It works really, really good. I like that. I don't have to garnish it with anything. I can eat it just like that. And
do you want to try it with bacon?
Yeah, if you want a little extra cheesy, you could probably garnish it with a little cheese on top too.
Yeah.
If you wanted that. What would you recommend?
Well, I added Parmesan to it, and you could add more. And if you had fresh Parmesan, that's the way to go.
I'm just taking a little bit of the bacon bits, sprinkling it right on top here. Let me show you what it looks like and bring you down. Look at there. Garnish just like that. All right, here we go. Let's check it out. You ready, Mom?
Yep.
How do I get to be the one that burns my taste buds?
I don't know.
Hey, speaking of, do you know what you call two friends that like to go out to eat together all the time?
What do you call two friends that like to eat together a lot?
Taste buds. Doo-doo. That's the first joke I've given you in a long time, isn't it?
Taste buds.
Taste buds. All right, here we go. You can't have too much bacon for me. All right.
He told me another joke a while ago that he was going to inform you guys about.
I'll tell you why. I've been out putting out deer corn and setting up my deer cameras because today starts muzzle loading season in our area. And so I came in and I said, listen, I'm going to make the viewers aware of a change we're making around here. She said, what's that? I said, it's an important announcement. She said, what? I said, we're going to venison only. No more beef.
And you know why that's a joke?
Because she doesn't eat deer. She does, but it's...
No, the reason it's a joke is because somebody needs to work on their aim.
I don't have a problem with that.
But meat prices are high.
Yes.
I mean, my goodness.
But we're glad of that.
Because we sell meat.
Because we have cows. I like it better with the bacon.
Like it better with the bacon. Okay, so go ahead and add you some bacon into the soup. Gives it a smokiness, doesn't it?
Smokiness, little meat taste. The meat is not the main character here.
No, the mushrooms definitely are. Well, and the tortellini, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it is a great addition. The bacon bits is a great addition. So
okay.
You can't go wrong.
So there you have it. First, before we leave and before I let him walk off,
Hang on.
he's got to wipe his mouth.
Yeah, great.
I just wanted to brag on him for just a minute. He has taken such good care of me.
Chief nurse.
I haven't needed caring for because I was able to get up and get down. But he has been my support. He has just been absolutely wonderful. Even to the point of when he could tell I was getting a little bit stir crazy, it was, let me take you out to eat. Let's go get some lunch.
Let's go to
Just
town.
leave your pajamas on. You can stay in the car. And come on, let's go get something to eat.
She was a typical person that goes to Walmart wearing her pajamas.
I did not go into Walmart with my pajamas on. I will make that very clear right now.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, thank you guys. Those of you that's prayed or dropped a comment in the videos about lifting her up in prayers for healing and things like that. We thank you for that. Hey, getting old is not for the faint of heart. Okay.
And this is definitely female related and kind of age related. And so I had no idea there were so many questions. So remember, Monday, I will share with you kind of the symptoms. People have asked me how I knew it was going on. What were my symptoms? So we'll talk more in depth on Monday's video with that.
I shouldn't say getting old. Aging. Let me use that word because we're far from old.
Yes.
She'll be 54 in about a week and a half. I'll be 52 in about 4 days. And so,
Yeah.
but anyway,
But
we're
yes,
very blessed.
Very blessed. And I am actually, this was something that has nothing to do with my health per se, because I'm the healthiest I've been since my 20s.
Yeah.
Right now, I am absolutely the healthiest I have been in many years.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk more about, and I'll share more about how I knew something was going on, and I'll answer a lot of your questions on Monday's video. So
One tip on the soup, depending on your mushrooms,
chop them up.
some people like them thicker, some people like them thinner, okay? So just be careful when you're selecting your sliced mushrooms.
You might want
on
to
your
make them
thickness.
smaller.
Yeah, might want to make them smaller.
Okay. Very good. Good tip.
This is great for me, though.
Yeah, he loves mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm gonna get this video right out to you guys, and we're gonna run some errands while I still have a little strength. So I'll see you on the next one. Remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.